The simple gift. In a small village nestled at the foot of a mountain, there lived a young woman named Alara. She was known throughout the village for her beauty and kindness, but despite her outward appearances, Alara was never truly happy. She lived in a modest cottage with her family, but their home was humble, and the family struggled to make ends meet. Alara often dreamed of a life of luxury, with fine clothes, a grand house, and all the treasures she believed would bring her joy. One winter, as the first snow began to fall, Alara's father fell ill. The winter was harsh, and their resources were low. Alara worked tirelessly to care for him, but she could not shake the feeling that her life was lacking. She watched as the wealthier families in the village prepared for the holiday season, with lavish feasts and gifts exchanged. She longed for the comfort and ease that money could bring, believing that if she could only have such things, her life would finally feel complete. One day, while Alara was out gathering firewood in the woods, she noticed an elderly woman sitting by a small campfire. The woman was wrapped in a worn cloak, her face weathered by time. Though she looked poor, there was a warmth in her eyes that made her seem content. She smiled gently as Alara approached. "Good day, child," the woman said in a soft, melodic voice. "You look troubled. What weighs on your heart?" Alara hesitated but then sighed deeply. "I feel so empty," she confessed. "I have little, and I want so much more. I dream of having wealth, of living a life without struggle. I believe that if I had money, I would finally be happy." The elderly woman smiled kindly, her eyes twinkling with a wisdom that came from years of living. "Ah, I see. But let me tell you something, child. True happiness does not come from what we have, but from what we choose to give and appreciate. Come, sit with me for a moment. Let me show you something." Alara sat down beside the woman, intrigued but still doubtful. The elderly woman reached into her bag and pulled out a small, simple cloth bundle. She untied the bundle and revealed a tiny wooden carving, a small bird, delicately shaped with love and care. It was rough and unpolished, but it had a certain beauty in its simplicity. "This," the woman said, "is a gift I once received from a child. It cost nothing but the time and love it took to make it. Yet, it has brought me more joy than any jewel or gold I have ever owned." Alara gazed at the carving, surprised by the tenderness in the woman's voice. "But it's so simple," Alara said. "Surely something like this could never compare to the treasures I dream of having." The woman nodded, her smile gentle. "Perhaps, child, but this simple gift has filled my heart with more happiness than any material wealth ever could. It was given with love, and that love is what makes it precious. You see, it is not the cost of something that makes it valuable, but the intention behind it and the appreciation we give it." Alara sat silently, reflecting on the woman's words. She had always sought happiness in things that glittered, things that were shiny and expensive. But she had never truly considered the power of giving and receiving love, the joy that could come from something as simple as a kind gesture or a handmade gift. After a moment, Alara stood up. "Thank you for sharing that with me," she said. "I think I understand now. But I still wish to give my family something special for the holidays, something that will bring them joy. I have so little to give." The elderly woman smiled again. "Then give them something made from your heart. The simplest gift, given with love, has the power to bring more happiness than you can imagine. It is not the gift itself, but the love and thought behind it, that makes it truly precious." Inspired by the woman's wisdom, Alara returned home with a renewed sense of purpose. As the days passed, she spent her evenings in the warmth of her cottage, crafting something small but meaningful for her family. She took the time to carve little wooden figures, just like the one the woman had shown her. Each figure was simple, but each one represented a piece of her heart. She carved animals for her younger siblings, a small flower for her mother, and a tiny tree for her father, hoping it would bring him strength in his recovery. On Christmas Eve, Alara presented her family with the gifts. They were simple, unadorned wooden carvings, but each one was filled with love and care. When her father unwrapped the tiny tree, he smiled softly, his eyes glistening with gratitude. Her mother held the small flower close to her chest, and her younger siblings marveled at the little animals. "These are the most beautiful gifts I have ever received," her father said, his voice full of emotion. "Not because they are expensive, but because they come from your heart, my dear." Alara felt a warmth spread through her chest as she watched her family smile. It was the first time in years that she felt truly content, not because of anything material, but because of the love they shared and the appreciation they expressed for the simple, heartfelt gifts. As the fire crackled in the hearth and the snow continued to fall gently outside, Alara realized that happiness was not found in what she didn't have, but in what she had already been given: the love of her family, the beauty of the present moment, and the joy of giving from the heart. The following morning, as Alara woke up to the quiet stillness of the snow-covered world outside, she felt a deep sense of peace. She no longer longed for the treasures she once believed would bring her happiness. Instead, she had discovered that true joy came from the simplest things: the gifts of love, gratitude, and the beauty of the present moment. And that was enough. And so, in the village at the foot of the mountain, Alara learned the simple but profound truth, that true happiness comes not from wealth or material possessions, but from the appreciation of what we already have, and the love we share with others. The simplest gift, given with a sincere heart, could bring more joy than the grandest treasures in the world. Thanks for watching. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to give it a like, share it with others who might benefit, and subscribe to the channel for more valuable content like this. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.